I got by the deck. This is the king bed that was claimed. This is the bedroom that we're going to be sharing.
Good fall for me. Good fall for me.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the vlog. I just finished university exams, so I haven't played poker in quite some time. I am very looking forward to getting back in the mix after my hiatus. This week, a very cool sort of concept and event is happening over this weekend, whereby I am going to the Vaal, which is our water supply. So the Vaal River is one of the largest rivers in the country, and I'm going there for a tournament, a private tournament. It is very well structured, going to be 45-minute levels. If by some chance we bust out the tournament, there are going to be multiple cash games running throughout the weekend. So we're going to be traveling about an hour and a half to get there and stay there over the weekend. Hopefully some tournament understanding comes rushing back quickly, and we very much need this live tournament practice before our next vlog series, which is going to be announced shortly. So with that, I'm gonna pack up and make my way to the Vaal. After that slightly arduous journey, we have finally made it to the Vaal River Lodge and Spa. So I just checked in and I was quite excited to an extent, as I was told that due to the sort of last minute booking, I was going to be put in a room of 4 people, even though I know all of them, fine. But she said that I was the first one to check in, so I get to choose the only king bed in the room. So it's 1 king bed, 3 single beds. So that quite excited me. It's somewhat of 2 separate rooms. I get here and realize someone else has already gotten here and claimed the king bed for themselves. So unfortunately, I'm stuck in the room with 3 single beds. So hopefully we're not partnered up with the heavy drinkers and partiers, and we can still get some good sleep every night while we're here. But this is the room. So this is the king bed that was claimed. And this is the bedroom that we're going to be sharing. Not exactly ideal, but we're really only here for sleeping and not much else. So for now, the tournament has already started. They are just finishing up level 1. I'm going to have a nap for about 20 minutes, go downstairs and hop in at level 2. More than enough playability, and I'd rather be well rested and ready to go. I'm actually really excited for this weekend. It's a really fun, short little getaway. I've been coming to the Vaal for many years, to friends' places here for water sports, from skiing and tubing, but I've never come here to like a resort or to play poker. So I think this will be a nice decompression from just finishing exams, and hopefully the poker goes as well as I can hope for. Okay, so we're on first break of the day of this tournament. Starting stack is 110. I have 245. It's gone very smoothly. I played some fairly interesting hands. I would say my table overall is quite passive and easy to dominate them. So I've been getting away with a lot of 3-bet squeezing, 4-bet squeezing, and I'll give you 2 hand breakdowns that are of interest so far. So this first hand, we're playing 200, 400. Everyone's sitting 250 big blinds plus effective. The low jack opens to 1,000. Hijack calls, cutoff calls, button calls, and I'm in the small blind with ace queen off with the ace of diamonds, queen of hearts. I decide to squeeze to 6,500, so 6.5x. A little on the chunky side, but we were sitting quite deep effectively, so more than fine to size up. I've got one caller. The flop came King 7-3, all diamonds. So I've got ace high with the nut flush draw. And on this board texture, I decided to check and go for check call rather than bloat the pot out of position. Just with the table dynamics, I thought let me just minimize variance in these spots. So I checked the button bet about a third pot. I called. Turn was an offsuit 8. I checked, button bet third pot again, which was, if I remember correctly, like 20 into 60, something like that. And I decided to call again. I actually got a bit of a live read that he looked quite weak and nervous, and thought if a diamond came, I could either get him to bluff or value own himself. So I called again, and river was offsuit jack. So I bricked with the nut no pair. I checked. He moaned and groaned a little bit before checking back, showed my hand, and I was good to take down the pot. The next hand breakdown was one of the strangest and honestly one of the most difficult spots I think I will face in this tournament, hopefully. So we're playing 300, 600, our open pocket aces to 1500, the cutoff calls and the big blind calls. Flop came queen 9 deuce rainbow. It checks to me and there's about 5k in the middle. I bet 3k. Started to size up here with my aces for value in this multi-way pot. There's a very good chance that someone has connected with queen or at least some sort of pair, straight draw, something like that. So I want to just build the pot as quick as possible. And the cutoff, who is an elderly lady who I haven't seen play many pots, she raised to 10,000. Sure, immediately sort of alarm bells are going off, but I also think that she's capable of sort of value owning herself with the bare queen here. I call though with my aces, way too strong a hand. Turn 9, so gut shot jack 10 makes straight, queen 9 suited makes 2 pair, nothing else really changes. I check and she quickly fires out 20,000. So now I'm beginning to get a bit more uncomfortable, as she can certainly have pocket 8s, pocket deuces, queen 8 suited, queen 9 suited. I block ace queen, but I peel. The river came an offsuit 3. I checked and she shoved for about 2.5x pot, and felt pretty ill, to be honest. I thought about it for a really long time, and having aces there, blocking the ace queen, I'm very doubtful she'd go for value with king queen or worse. So against her value range, aces are just doing really, really badly, and there are so many better spots to pick than this super marginal, if not pretty negative EV spot. So I decided to fold, and she quickly mucked without showing. We're not officially on a break, but there's a big hand going on, so I thought I'd step out and give a bit of an update. Peaked at around 320, just cruising, really everything going super smoothly, and I got fucked by the deck. I turned the nut flush against trips in a hugely bloated pot, and the guy drilled top full house on the river to win a huge pot off of me. Then like 5 minutes later, I flopped a straight, overbet flop, overbet turn, and river brought 5 to a straight with me getting completely counterfeit, and the guy donk jammed, so I folded, and he showed top pair on the flop, which turned into the river bigger straight. So we are down to about 110.
Yes! Fucking good fall for me. Great fall for me.
Okay, we are on a 1 hour dinner break. I'm pretty tilted, to say the least. I really was cruising, as you saw with the last update. Everything just went to absolute shit. Subsequent to that, I got it all in, effectively not me, with queens versus kings, for a pretty healthy stack. I think the guy had 30 bigs. Yeah, so it really just went up and crashing down. But we've got 153k. I just took my add-on for another 100, so we've got 253k, coming back to 2.5k, 5k, which 50 bigs is very okay. What's up, guys? And so I'm gonna go for dinner now, see what the options are, and try grind it out for the rest of the night. No matter what sort of happens, I think we'll bag. If I bag, We bag at 10 p.m. and then I will definitely be hopping straight into a cash game. But for now, gonna go through some theory, some charts. I know, well, I can assume as we approach sort of the freeze-out period, people are probably going to try to tighten up and bag for tomorrow, and we will try to take advantage of that. We are back. It is about 20 minutes past 7, and I made the executive decision to rather skip dinner, skip studying, and just go to bed. I was very, very tired, and a 40-minute nap was very much needed, and I think we're coming back super fresh and ready to think critically and clearly, and we can always just eat at the table. So coming back now, 50 bigs, grinding until we bag for tomorrow. But we are having dinner right at the table. That's a wrap of the tournament. We just busted with the last level of play for the night. I'm pretty disappointed. I had 28 bigs and there was a humongous big stack who was just playing 90 to 95% VPIP, like just going crazy with his huge stack, and he opened the button to 3.5 bigs. I looked down at Ace King in the small blind at 28 bigs. I decided to shove instead of the non-all-in 3-bet because I honestly thought that he would just call me with a lot worse hands, and folded back to him. He snapped. He had queens, which is pretty sick cooler, the most classic of all tournament flips, Ace King versus Queens, and board bricked out for us, so we were bust. I'm gonna hop in a 10-20 game. It's obviously a little small, but gonna be fun nonetheless, and hopefully we can recoup our tournament buy-in. So as you can see, it is not a new vlog, but it is definitely a new day. It is 6:15 in the morning and the cash game just sort of died. So been playing that since 10 p.m. last night, played straight through the night. And unfortunately, it went about as bad as it possibly could have gone. I was up enough to cover the weekend accommodations, tournament buy-ins, food, everything within the first 30 minutes of playing. So if I just wrapped up after those 30 minutes, I would have been free rolling the entire weekend. Instead, I decided to play on in a game that really was good, but I lost probably all 3 of the biggest pots that happened throughout the session. I lost all 3 of those pots. Sick cooler setups. The juice of the game, just one guy ran so pure against the whale and scooped all the profit. So yeah, that's about it. Right now all I want to do is go inside, take an extended nap, but then I'm really ready to hop in another cash game. The tournament day 2 is going to start again, and I'm sure as people bust, they're going to want to look for a cash game to hop into, and I will be ready to recuperate the absolute shit show that occurred through the night. I'm likely going to combine both days into one vlog, so I will see you later. Okay, so it is currently 4:30 p.m. today. I haven't really done a whole lot today. I did some poker study earlier. I went to check on the final table of the tournament here, as well as a freeze out that is happening today. I'm still just waiting for a cash game to start, which I really hope will actually happen. But in the meantime, I'm a little bit peckish. It is late afternoon, and I thought I'd show you all a little snack that I really enjoy making for myself. So over here we have a tin of sardines. May not sound super appetizing, but they really are a superfood. So what I like to do is smoke them. You get the sardines that come in olive oil. You take either some toilet paper or roller towel, let it just sit and absorb some of the oil before lighting it on fire. And what this does is it's the oil in the tin is used to fuel the fire. Also throw these little tissue balls in there to help with the cooking. So after about 10 to 15 minutes, our creation is ready. So here, all you do is peel back the layer of tissue paper, and you've got very hot smoked sardines. So just take them out onto a plate, and that is my high protein super omega-3 snack. Okay, so I just wrapped up a bit of a poker study session. I focused on cash games this time, as I was a little bit annoyed with myself over the cash game session I played last night. If I forgot to mention at the end, I lost. Not a lot, because the game was playing quite big, but I lost nonetheless in a game that I shouldn't be losing in. But I went back and reviewed some spots, and I made a couple of mistakes in retrospect that I definitely should have made a different decision to what I did. But now I heard some cool news that this hotel has a cinema room. So I'm going to go check it out and investigate and see, maybe I can just relax and catch a movie before getting some dinner. I'm not exactly sure what the likelihood of a cash game tonight looks like, but I'm really hoping that they managed to pull one off. It turns out they do have a movie room, and they were kind enough to open it up after locking it up. Seeing as I'm one of the last remaining guests here, a lot of people went home today, but they opened it up just for me, and here's a sneak peek at it. Okay, so the cash game of day 2 just ended. It is 20 to 3 in the morning. Wrapped up. We for the last hour of the game, we played 5-card PLO, which I recovered a bit of my losses and actually ended with a profit, believe it or not. Really was fighting the deck today. I had a lot of interesting hands, a lot of deep meta game going on between myself and one of the other players at the table, who really wanted to catch me, and I knew it. And I doubled him up twice in 2 insanely sick cooler / bad beat hands. And I want to do a hand breakdown with one of them. So we are playing 10-20. I open the button with ace-10 of hearts to 60. The small blind, who has been really trying to get after me, 3 bets to 220. And I make the easy call. Flop comes down, jack, 8 deuce, all hearts. Amazing, we flop the stone cold nuts in a 3-bet pot in position against an aggro player. So I'm really excited in the spot. Small blind checks, as he probably should with most of his range there. And I decided to fire out a really small bet of 100 with hopes of either inducing him or making him float with hands that are completely dead. The turn comes down, the queen of clubs, so doesn't change the nuttiness of our hand, but it does help the small blind, where if he was on a straight draw with 9-10 suited, floated with something like king queen off with a heart, he's now connected in a big way. So when he checks to me again, I decide to significantly size up to really start building a pot. So I bet 650 for value, and small blind tanked for a few seconds and made the call. The river 3 of clubs changed absolutely nothing. I still hold the nuts, and when small blind checks to me for a 3rd time, I really wanted to size up a lot here, get maximum value, as well as make my hand look like I need to buy the pot with the bare ace of hearts. I felt that he definitely has a lot of hands that are strong enough to call, including given our deep meta game of sort of bluffing each other. So I went for the huge sizing of 5,500, and he instantly let out a really heavy saw and exclaimed how sick the situation was. So that led me to believe that he was probably a bit stronger than I thought. And after a few minutes of tanking, he called. We showed him the nuts and scooped a really chunky pot for the stakes we were playing, and he rolled over the 9-half flush. So Flopped Flush Over Flush is a very sick spot. Very happy to have booked the profit here, recover some of the brutality we've experienced over the weekend. But for now, all I want to do is get into bed and get a good night's rest. I will see you all tomorrow. And just like that, the weekend is over. It is currently Monday morning. Poker for the weekend here at the Vaal is all done. It wasn't exactly the result we were hoping for, but I enjoyed it nevertheless. And I'm really happy you guys tagged along with me. I hope you all enjoyed it. It wasn't a particularly active or exciting weekend, but I really did enjoy the poker. It was nice to have this little weekend away from home. Now I'm ready to get back home and start really grinding the study for my next trip. By the time this vlog comes out, I'm sure I will have already sort of announced it on Instagram. So to announce it to all of you vlog watchers, the next trip that I'm going to be going on will be in December. The vlog will only start in Prague in the Czech Republic. I am going there to play the pre-EPT series called Eureka. So I'm scheduled to play the Eureka main event, cup, and high roller. They all overlap, so hopefully I don't get to play all three, as that would only happen if I were to run deep in one of the previous events. But hopefully going to be running deep in a tournament, as well as grinding lots of cash games, among seeing the beautiful scenery and culinary heritage of Prague. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I will see you again when that time comes.